This video is going to be a mess because I'm a mess and I need to get organised. Hello, I'm Sam and I am writing a book, yada yada. Right, let's cut to it. I want to do a writing vlog for the first time because they're fun and because I need to get organised. I have not been doing much writing lately and I want that to change. So first I've organised my space a bit. I've sorted out this shelf, that's the word. Now it's kind of like dark fantasy stuff. Looks much cooler. That's the start. I've also tidied the floor a bit, which is just, when you've got a clearer space, you've got a clearer mind. We're not going to talk about the desk too much. I've started work on it, but more importantly, what we actually need to do is organise how we're going to write going forward, my deadlines for the book, and I'm going to talk about my ultimate goal with the book, which is to have it finished for my mum's 50th in January of 2027, so I can give her the first edition as her 50th birthday present. So we need to get sorted. I've got some notebooks to write stuff down in. This one's kind of cute. It's like pretty small, quite like that, but we can't fit much info, so goodbye. This one looks cheap and tatty. So we're gonna go with this sort of coffee stained looking old exercise book. I'm going to jot down some ideas in here of what we should be doing to get sorted. After getting into the right headspace, I decided to get squiggling and get organised, writer edition. So currently I'm in August, so I'm almost halfway through draft 3, but I need this draft done soon so I can get some feedback from my beta readers, and I need the finalised version by the end of the year. That's a little squiggle that I drew just for fun. I've also realised that I might not be able to hire an editor because of this time crunch, so that's going to make things a little bit tricky. Okay, so I've written down what I need to bear in mind. Now I'm going to try and not panic because there's not very long to do all this. I've put myself in a bit of a bind here by not being more focused and cracking on with stuff, but I only work part-time, so I do have the time. Maybe I should just plan to write every day and just have goals to achieve each week. We're going to have a bit of a brainstorm. We're going to do our best and we're going to see what we end up spitting out. August, September, November and December. These are our prime months where we've got to get stuff done. So in August, I've only got 1 week, so I'm going to try and get to my midpoint by the end of that week. I'm not far off though, so it shouldn't be too crazy. And then September, I want to finish the draft, which is tricky because it took a long time to get to this point anyway. And then November, I want to peer review. The real question is though, can they read that fast? For December, I really want the final edit sorted and to get the map and cover designs done with the surety of printing mum's copy so I can get it to her in January. So that's a lot to try and get through. This is going to be tough. I think I am definitely going to have to pull a couple all-nighters to get this done. I want to just look at how many weeks are in September. Okay, yeah, 4 full weeks and 2 days. That looks about doable. So the midpoint is about chapter 15. We're currently on chapter 13, 29. Okay, so yeah, about 14 more chapters that I'll have to do in 4 weeks. Oh, is this impossible? My chapters tend to be about 2,000 words, just a little bit over, and I can probably write about 1,000 if I force myself to sit down in about an hour. So if I was to do like maybe a chapter a day, then that would be possible because obviously there's 14 days and 2 weeks and there are 4 weeks in September, so I could get away with writing half a chapter each day and I'd be able to push through it. And I can even have some more productive days where I just really try and power through. That's going to be fun. And I'm going to try and vlog the whole thing as well because I imagine it will be funny to watch me stressed out and trying to push through this. I've forgotten October exists. I've forgotten October exists. I've just skipped straight to November after September. This is why organising is so hard for me, because I'm an idiot. I just make things so hard for myself. I don't need to do that. Okay, that's a bit of relief. That's a bit nicer. October could be our lenient month. You know, October is where we'll be wrapping things up a little bit and where we'll send off the book to be peer reviewed actually. So I'm just going to amend my notes to reflect that. Hopefully that was legible enough, I don't really know. And I'm sorry about these very weird canted camera angles. I'm not used to holding a webcam like this, and I'm looking at the feed as well. And it doesn't exactly match up to what I'm seeing and how I'm moving. So it's a little bit weird, I apologise. 4 weeks and 2 days for November. That should be enough time to read it. I mean, it's just under 30 chapters. It is a novel, barely. I reckon the word count will be between 50 and 60,000 words when it's done. So hopefully people can get that read quick enough, but I'm not fully sure. Which is why I think if I give it mid-October, maybe the 16th or something would be a good day to send the book off to readers. 6 weeks to read it. We'll have like a starting deadline of the 23rd maybe, then a final deadline of like the 29th, I think. So that week is like when the readers need to finish like compiling their notes and sending it to me. I'll be nice about it, I won't be rude, but I'll be pressuring people to send it just so I've got it, because I need it by then. My mum is actually one of the readers, so I'll be like, if you want your present on time, you're gonna make sure you finish reading it. So that brings me to December. Almost 5 weeks, that's much better. So for final edits, assuming I get everything by the 29th, I'll have, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. At this point, I'll have had a while off of writing, so I'll probably be anxious to get back into it. So I want to be generous and say 3 weeks for final edits, which sounds crazy, but I'll be honest, a lot of the writing I've been doing recently is going back and editing. I've removed entire chapters and then re-edited 3 chapters within the space of like a day. I find rewriting and re-editing super easy, because you're working off stuff that's already there. You're working off of, it's not a blank canvas, you know, it's like there's actually words on the page that you are fixing. So I don't know why I'm still showing you the calendar as I explain this, but yeah, when I'm working with like a rough bit of writing that I've written, I find it a lot easier to go in and edit that than to produce that rough piece of writing in the first place. Does that make sense? We also have to get the map and cover design sorted and then print Mum's copy. So I'm going to try this week figure out a rough version of the map of the 2 locations in my book, which is the mermaid colony and the human settlement. Partly because of another video I want to make, which I won't spoil, but I'm building it in a game to show you what it is to go around it. I'll get those rough versions worked out and sorted, and that way I've got them as these rough illustrations. And whilst the readers are reading my book, I think that'll be when I send these rough illustrations to a professional artist and I pay for them to be adapted into nice map drawings. For the cover, it may go to the same person. It depends on what their skill set is. If they're purely map based, then I'll just go for somebody else. I can probably do some of these things in October. I can probably actually get the maps and cover designs sorted in October in that bridge month. Okay, so I'm struggling to find the printing company that I'm going to go for. Obviously, I'm being a bit early for it. If you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments below. I do have until October to worry about this. No, not October, it's even later, because it needs to be, I'll be ordering it in December, so I'd need to have a place that does like a, less than a week delivery at least. If I can get the final edits done in time and they do quicker shipping, then it could be alright. I could also try and make it myself. I could look into how to actually print a book in leather, and I could buy the materials and try and do that, and then it'll have that personal touch to it. That's something I've thought about. But yeah, to recap, in August I've got to get to the midpoint. I've got 1 week to do that. In September, I've got to finish the draft. This is the finishing move. October is my bridging month. I can go over a little bit, but I want to have sent off this version of the book by mid-October to my readers. I also want to have sent my rough sketches of the 2 locations in my book to the map maker that I'm going to find. November, I need to have got the book back from people who have read it and told me what they think, so I can do my final edits in the first couple weeks and get it printed for my mum's birthday. Oh gosh, I'm just going to focus on getting the book finished at the moment. That's my priority, and then we can work out these other little things as we go. We can revisit them. If you like the video, make sure to organise your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to see more videos like this. I'm going to get to writing.